been pretty close to being 4 for 40 in the last 2 games they've played. They've been rescued both times. Tesaro Pereira's been just ridiculously good. So that's an area, that's a gap the Gladiators can take.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, Vishka was superb in game 1 at the top of the order. I
92.
I thought Danajaya did a really good job at number 3 in the last game. But as a unit, their top 4 hasn't fired yet, which has allowed Tesaro Pereira, coincidentally, to get in a little bit earlier and show us his wares. They would be wanting that top 4, though, to just give them a little bit more solidarity, I guess, because you're wanting Tesaro Pereira to come in about the 14th over, because then he can unleash on the bowling.
Okay, so let's just have a look at... hang on a sec. What are you saying there, Mickey? What's the advice you're giving? You can tell us.
I'm just telling Tesaro Pereira to do exactly what he's been doing. He's been superb, and the conversation was more around his bowling. You know, we know he's incredible at the back end. I was impressed with the way he bowled in the last 2 games, because for us, and I say us as Sri Lanka, the balance is so important of our team, and him bowling is so important. So I was impressed with his lengths the other day, and I was just relaying that to him.
Okay, all right. Well, it's nice to see, and I see the coach having a chat to one of the skippers. I guess the other thing is that, you know, the Stallions have played 3, they've won 3. It's fair to say that they are well on the way to finishing in the top 2 here. There's 5 teams playing. There's only 4 teams that go through to the semi-finals, and that's a knockout stage, and then of course the final. But I mean, they're looking at a top 2 finish almost already.
Oh yeah, they are. And to be fair, if you've had a look at the way they've set themselves up, the way they've structured their teams, they're phenomenal. They're looking a step ahead of the rest of the teams at the moment.
And Mohamed Amir, he's got to play his role. I mean, we haven't. Yeah, he's done a pretty good job with the ball, but without Afridi, I think he's one guy that the change room will be looking to.
Yeah, and just talking to Bhanuka and Gunatilaka and our the Sri Lankan players in that dressing room, what he has given them has been amazing. The chat, the advice, the experiences he's been sharing with them has been fantastic, and what an overseas player want. I did see he had the glint in his eye last game, and I thought he bowled well. Expect a good performance from him today.
Okay, right. Well, he's needed Mohamed Amir, that's for sure. And as overseas players, they've got to make sure they pull their weight, and they're obviously got to be exceptional in that change room. There's one guy for the Stallions who will want to just do a little bit more with the willow, and that's Tom Moores.
Tom, you must be enjoying yourself out here.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's a great experience to play out here, different conditions, and it's a great league. You know, some great players, big names, and it's just, yeah, it's obviously it's been really good so far. And the Jaffna team have done really well with 3 from 3, so it's amazing.
And what about you personally? You would like some runs? Is it going to plan?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's it's part of the game. Just sticking to what I know, staying positive, and we all know in cricket, obviously, you've got to keep going, and hasn't worked out for me in the first 3 games, but we're winning, which is the main thing, and we're playing really well as a team, and we've got some guys doing some great things, which is great. So
you played a lot of cricket in England, that's where you're from. Now coming to this part of the world and different conditions, tell us what you need to do different.
Yeah, I think you need to adapt. Obviously, the conditions are different. But I think you still need to play your natural game, and you need to be positive, I think, and you can learn from other people. I mean, there's some great players here. There's players who have played all around the world and in these conditions have been very successful in these conditions. So, as a young player, I talk to the likes of Shoaib and experienced players like that in the team, and Pereira, TP. He's having a hell of a tournament so far. So, it's just great to be around those sort of players and learn. And ultimately, I think the wickets, as we've seen, they've been good here. So, high-scoring games, which is always good.
Yeah, good start for the team. Going forward, how do you see the team go? What's their confidence levels like?
Yeah, the team spirit's great. All the boys are really confident, really gelling together nicely. Feels like we've been together a lot longer than we have, which is great. So we'll try and roll with the momentum that we've got and keep playing good cricket, and hopefully different players can keep putting their hand up, and people who are in good form can cash in on that form.
Good luck, Tom.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Nice to have a chat to Tom Moores, who's very good hands behind the stumps with the gloves, and a very fine keeper. But yeah, small ones with the bat will certainly help the course. Let's have a look at the points table, just so we can get you guys up to date with exactly how it stands at the moment. Mickey, the Stallions, I mean, they're head and shoulders above, 6 points at the moment, but also, as you know, that net run rate is so important.
Yeah, it is. That net run rate is so important. But again, as I've said, they just seem, in terms of their team combinations, in terms of the way they've managed their players at their disposal, they've just looked a step ahead of the rest of the pack, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
Okay, so the Kings there, then the Viking. The Viking and the Tuskers, by the way, that's the next game. And then, of course, the Gladiators are also playing. But let's just, the bottom of that table. But let's just talk about how the Gladiators can actually perform and get up here and win this one. I mean, one of their players who's played so far is Gunnar Tilika. He's played very well, 82 off 53 against the Tuskers. I mean, he's a fine cricketer. You've seen a lot of him. We know, Mickey, that in this format, just one really good performance can pretty much win a game.
Yeah, it can. And he's been in great nick, hasn't he, Mike? I mean, he's hit the ball beautifully. He's played proper cricket shots. He plays the short ball very well. He cashes in on width on the front foot and back foot. He's just looked good. His tempo of his innings have been good. And the one thing that's impressed me is he's run so well between wickets.
What else do you want to see? What else do you want to see step up as far as the Gladiators are concerned?
I'm really looking forward to seeing the leadership of Bhanuka Rajapaksa today. Okay. We haven't seen Bhanuka. He got run out, unfortunately, in game 2, I think. So we haven't. He hasn't fired yet with the bat. He's a very, very fine player. So I'm hoping that he gets a real chance today and shows us what he can do with the bat, and then takes that onto his leadership role.
Okay, you've been in change rooms as an international coach of a couple of sides. You've been in change rooms. What does it mean when a major player like an Afridi goes? What does it do to the change room?
Oh, look, it can do one of two things, and how you always try and talk it up as a coach is that each and every one of the other guys just try and take that little bit more responsibility to fill the void that's left by a player like that. Sometimes it galvanates a team.
Okay, right, Mickey, thanks so much for your views. We've got plenty of action today. We're going to break. Live action next.
2020. Win together.
Tessaro Pereira has looked unstoppable, and so have Jaffna. The Stallions are galloping ahead as the other teams play catch-up. Today they face the Gladiators, who are in the last spot after 3 losses in a row. The likes of Gunatilica have come up with inspired efforts. But with their skipper Shahid Afridi not available, can the Gladiators produce a big upset?
Oh yes, the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League Cricket Caravan continues with another set of matches today. The first, Galle Gladiators up against the Jaffna Stallions, a team in good form. 3 wins in a row. Galle Gladiators, they have their work cut out earlier. Gladiators won the toss and elected to bat first, a trend that we've seen from teams. Gladiators making 4 changes to their team. Ashan Ali in the side, Chadwick Walton, Asita Fernando, and Dhananjaya Lakshan brought into the side for this contest. And the Stallions, as mentioned, unbeaten so far in the tournament and going with an unchanged team. Always a pleasure to be in Sri Lanka, such a beautiful country, and more specifically at the MRI Cricket Stadium in Hambantota as we get set for the first of 2 matches today. Umpires making their way onto the field. Ruchera Paliagurage alongside Manta Boteju, 2 umpires. That's a prestigious trophy that they're playing for. Still hope for this Galle Gladiators team, a team without their captain Shahid Afridi, who had to leave and go back to Pakistan because of an emergency, and what that has allowed Bhanuka Ragapaksa to get the opportunity to lead this team, and he has some captaincy experience. Captains the Burger Recreational First Class team here in Sri Lanka, so a lot of opportunity there for the captain and for some other players in the Galle Gladiators team to step up and produce a first win for their franchise. Russell Arnold, Amir Soil joins me.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Amir, Darren. Should be a good game. Yes, it looks a little gloomy for the Galle Gladiators because of the reason that they still haven't got a win in 3. Lasith Malinga is not there. Shahid Afridi left the country yesterday due to a family emergency. So they were big players, they were the inspirational players, but that actually sets the others free. It's more a situation where you're not expecting much of them. It's more a situation where there's no pressure on you. And that can make them dangerous because there are some quality players.
Yeah, it's never easy to lose a player like Shahid Afridi. Shahid Afridi's stature, who could bat, who could bowl, lead the side well, but can work well for Galle Gladiators. You know, it'll ask them to lift their game further. At the same time, the players will be asking to try more. Well, he's been exceptional. He's produced some quality innings. Danushka Gunatilica is very efficient off the front foot and also knows how to deal with the short pitch deliveries.
He's had a half century so far in the tournament. Leading run scorer for the Galle Gladiators, Gunatilica. And he has Ashan Ali as a new partner at the top of the innings. One of the 4 changes to this Galle Gladiators team. Strikes the ball a long way. Ashan Ali from Pakistan.
Yeah, Ashan Ali has played international T20s for Pakistan. And I'm not claiming that I have an eidetic memory, but if it doesn't fail me, he did play against Sri Lanka, didn't he? He performed well in PSL as an Ali, and he'll be up against Shinwari. Difficult customer to handle with a new ball.
Yeah, played 2 games, 6 wickets. Probably averaging around 5 or 6, which is exceptional. The Jaffna Stallions are unchanged, backing the team that played 2 days ago. A win here will seal a position in the semi-final, more or less. Starts off with a slip. Gee, he's been good to watch. He's shown a lot of variety, variations, pace.
Most importantly, control. He didn't have that. He has made few adjustments to his run-up, slow it down, and now he's in control and he's delivering the ball in the right areas consistently.
His economy rate has been quite good in the tournament so far, 5.25. He's a wicket taker. Many of the bowlers we've seen, they've adopted different variations for success. Mohammad Amir, another left-arm seamer from Pakistan. He will have his chance in the second half of the match.
Chance to redeem himself. He's been off the boil in this Lanka Premier League.
Just 2 wickets to Amir. Pitch being used for the first time. Both of you guys were out there. Should we expect anything different to what we've seen in the previous 8 matches?
Don't think so. It should be good. Hard. Remember, yesterday was an off day, so that gives the groundsman an opportunity to give it a good water, a roll. The grass looks even. I don't see too many terrors in it. It's going to test the bowler skills. Bowlers have to be brave. Bowlers have to be smart. And as of now, the couple of balls we've seen, Shinwari hitting at hard length. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, no gremlin in the pitch.
Good length again. That's been the hallmark of his bowling. Not afraid to pitch the ball in that 8-meter length region. Picked up 3 wickets against the Kandy Tuskers in the last match. Bowling straight lines, not allowing batsmen to have the freedom to access the ball and hit the ball through the onside. And that was a brilliant catch to get rid of the captain of the Kandy, Tal Pereira.
Catching was brilliant for the Stallions against the Tuskers. First runs for Ehsan Ali. The Stallions got a good reliance on the environment. Jaffna is an area that heavily relies on timely rains for agriculture. An island surrounded by the sea, so this is to constantly remind that part of the island and also south of India facing cyclones and turbulence. So it's a moment to send our thoughts and prayers to all those affected.
So what's the color once again?
Oxygen blue from that area of Sri Lanka. So really good initiative and support for a wonderful cause. We'll get a single. Was that a chance? Was that a chance for a run out?
How did he miss that? That was a run-out chance. Danushka Gunatilaka was jogging down the wicket as well. Oh dear, oh dear.
How could he?
And Gunatilaka also took off very late when he suddenly realized he's in trouble, and that's a big miss. Because Gunatilaka can be very, very dangerous. Dhananjaya De Silva.
But I'll tell you how dangerous Gunatilaka has been in this tournament. Within the power play overs, he's not been dismissed. He's scored 90 runs at a strike rate of 160. So that's the significant contribution he's made in previous matches. Imagine getting him out in the first over.
Lakmal doing well.
Well, this was fascinating. Body momentum going in one direction. His hand needed to make contact with the stump. Just didn't happen.
And even the batsman, Danushka Gunatilaka, he stops in the middle. He didn't think there was a fielder.
He got out of jail. Good start for the off spinner.
Of course, again, we remind you to download the My 11 Circle app. Go to www.my11circle.com. Get on the app, pick your fantasy team for today's contest. You can win points, and if you get maximum points, you can be a champion whilst playing alongside champions in cricket.
Spin to start proceedings. Dhananjay Disula bowling for the first time in this tournament. Has done this job for Sri Lanka on many occasions. Found his confidence, found his timing, his range. In the last game, that had really well, 61 when the Stallions were in deep trouble along with Thisara Pereira. He would have understood a lot about himself and his game during that knock.
When you talk about formation of a particular side, they need to have explosive players, impact players, utility cricketers, and I think Jaffna is blessed. They have so many utility cricketers. In their captain, they have an explosive batsman, attacking captain.
Mid-off looked like he didn't pick it up. Suranga Lakmal didn't move a muscle. This one raced through that mid-off region for a My 11 Circle champion shot that produced 4.
He tossed that up. The moment it went in the air, Gunatilaka's eyes lit up. Suranga Lakmal, well, would have had no chance, Darren, to be fair, because that was hit very hard.
Nicely worked through the offside. Gunatilaka again showing the confidence that we've seen in previous matches. 2 overs gone, 12 without loss. Shinwari to continue. Big single taken. Now, Russell, I just want to ask you about the option to use Dhananjaya De Silva in the second over as a spinner. When you look at this team, this Jaffna Stallions team, you see Suranga Lakmal, you see Dwayne Oliver. Good seam bowling options. Is it a case that they're going a little bit on what they saw in the last couple matches, spinners dominating, or maybe a matchup to the left-handed Gulatilaka?
Yeah, it's a day game, a new pitch, just seeing what might be on offer. And you mentioned the bowling attack. Opening batsmen come up with set plans as well. Looking at this attack, you'd be expecting seamers. So probably just trying to break the rhythm, give them something else to think about.
Or maybe preparing for the later half of this Lanka Premier League. The pitches might tire up and start to respond to the spinners. And you know, when one spinner get a good grip on the ball, can really give the ball, you know, a strong tweak. So I think he's thinking forward, he's thinking ahead.
Should tire, it should. We're only into the 9th game. Rajapaksa, captain of the Gladiators.
If you're looking to test the batsman or pelt him with short pitch delivery, you've got to have